Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about, anniversaries of popular films. The year 2024 is the anniversary of, very popular films, such as, Godzilla and Mary Poppins. I never seen the entire Godzilla movies, but I did remember seeing the one Godzilla movie from 2014. That was pretty much the first Godzilla movie I saw in the summer of 2014. The reason why I saw the Godzilla movie is because I saw the ads on YouTube. It has soldiers jumping out of the airplane with flares. I thought this was going to be like a military special forces movie about soldiers in Afghanistan going on a mission to drop bombs on a terrorist compound. But no, it's about these soldiers going on a mission to fight Godzilla and some monsters. It is a pretty awesome and scary film, but half the movie is kind of boring. It's more focused on the human characters. But Bryan Cranston did a good job in the film, who plays the nuclear power plant engineer. Similar to Homer Simpson from The Simpsons, but this guy is kind of like the serious version of Homer Simpson. His wife works in the power plant also. Well, he seems like a very nice dad. If it were But do you guys know that this guy was in Malcolm in the Middle TV show from the early 2000s, who plays the whiny but angry dad, who has a really angry mom who screams at her kids if they do wrong things? Yeah, I never liked Malcolm in the Middle as a kid. That lady seems kind of scary. Also, some of the kids are a little bit too whiny and a little bit too annoying. That's why I never liked Malcolm Middle as a kid. But some of the actors are really famous, like, Frankie Muniz is really famous. He got to be in the Cody Banks movies. He also get to play the voice of the zebra from Racing Stripes. Why am I talking about Malcolm Middle if I'm talking about Godzilla? Well, Godzilla's been around since 1954. That was the year when Godzilla began. Some of the Japanese movies I saw on the internet were actually really good. The original Godzilla movie was good, but the sequels of Godzilla are, the sequels of the 2014 films are not very good. They're kind of lame in my opinion. The pacing is kind of boring. Sometimes it's more focused on the humans, and the monsters are not even doing anything. Isn't that kind of lame? They're not doing any monster thing. They're destroying buildings and attacking people. Instead, they're just sitting there doing nothing and talk and stare at each other. How boring. Maybe I should watch the old Godzilla movies from Japan. I never seen the Godzilla movies growing up. The only monster movies I've watched were Jurassic Park and Tremors. Jurassic Park and Tremors are kind of like Godzilla, of course, and they're both made by the same company, Universal Pictures. They're one of my dad's favorite movies. I am not kidding. Do you guys remember a movie called Eight-Legged Freaks? That was like one of the first monster movies I saw in the movie theater since Jurassic Park 3. Speaking of which, I'm going to talk about monster movies in my video that I'm going to make in this afternoon. Let's talk about the movie Mary Poppins. The movie Mary Poppins came out in the year 1964. It used to be one of my mom's favorite movies. I guess that's what inspired my mom to go on to London back when she was a young lady. I guess that's what inspired my mom to love British culture, because of Mary Poppins. Back in 64, the Beatles were very popular. That was kind of like the British invasion. Mary Poppins and My Fair Lady and the Beatles. But I'm not sure if Americans might think the British people live that way. The British people seems kind of modern like us, like the Beatles. Imagine the Beatles live in the time period like Mary Poppins. It would not make any sense. They won't be very popular. They'll be wearing old-fashioned clothes. They'll be kind of boring. Don't you guys agree? I do remember half of Mary Poppins that we used to own a videotape copy of the movie. I do remember the part how they entered the cartoon world. That's the cool thing about Mary Poppins, is where they entered the cartoon world, where they interact with cartoon characters. When I saw Mary Poppins as a kid, I wasn't much a fan of it. I thought it's like a boring girls movie. Like a movie we get to play like dolls in a dollhouse. I don't play with dolls in dollhouses. I used to play video games and play with model trains and play with G.I. Joe action figures. I don't play with dolls in dollhouses. That's girl stuff. And I thought Mary Poppins is nothing but a boring girls movie. That's why I never watched it as a kid. The only movie I like to watch were Jurassic Park movies and Toy Story and Thomas the Tank Engine, but not Mary Poppins. I kind of saw the movie as a kid, but I had no interest in it. You can watch Mary Poppins on Disney Plus if you want to. It is free. But the internet talks about a lot about it behind the scenes of the movie, of how the cast and the crew were struggling to make the film because the author of Mary Poppins is really rude to one of the crew members who were making Mary Poppins. And that's where inspired there's a movie called Saving Mr. Banks that came out over 10 years ago that tells the story of a lady named Pale Travers who yells at, one of the crew members that are making Mary Poppins doing it all wrong. You guys should definitely check out Saving Mr. Banks if you want to. It is a very inspirational, very heartwarming film about a lady who has a lot of difficult issues in her life and struggles to turn her bugs into a movie that came out in '64. And also, what else is they famous about Mary Poppins? The Feed the Birds part's really famous. It takes place in St. Paul's Cathedral. London in real life kind of looks like Mary Poppins, even though they're high tech and modern. But Mary Poppins is like old fashioned. Can you imagine if Mary Poppins take place in the 21st century, where everything is high tech and modern? Mary Poppins would have been like a cyborg or something like that. I don't know if London has cyborgs because United Kingdom they only had a robots industry. Kind of like California has a robots industry. Speaking of which, California don't even look robotic. We're like old fashioned and boring and dirty and filthy. How come California is so poor if they have a robots industry? That doesn't make any sense. And how come London's so high tech and modern and futuristic? Well, in California, we're like stuck in caveman times. That doesn't make any sense. Even New York City's stuck in caveman times. Look at their cars. Don't they look like shit? Look at the British cars. Welcome to the future. Even though London, England's are way too expensive to visit, but America's cheap to visit. Wait, America's a cheap country? Well, the housing's pretty expensive. But I guess the United States spends all their money in the military. But the British government seems like they help their people a lot. They don't spend a lot of money in the military. But the United States of America spend lots of money in the military. The military are more advanced than the civilians in the United States of America. It kind of makes sense. Why am I talking about this? Well, yeah, because the movie Mary Poppins doesn't even explain what London looks like accurate because it's set a long time ago. The claws were different. I'm not sure does London even have chimney sweepers nowadays, like people who clean up chimneys nowadays. I don't think they have that anymore. They only have some people are just have clean services with high-tech gadgetry like vacuum cleaners or, machinery that clean up chimneys. They don't need like those studster things to clean up chimneys. They don't need like the workers to come up in chimneys. They have to wear like protection clothing to clean up chimneys. I need to look up Wikipedia about chimney cleaners in London nowadays. I guess Londoners use high-tech equipment to clean up chimneys. Some British homes don't have chimneys anymore. I don't really know. If so many guys live in London, do you think Mary Poppins is accurate to your society? Comment below.